Krishna Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Madhava Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachariyam Yamuna Tira Vanacharya Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya Ashtatarashata Shishimat His Divine Grace Shla A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. We're reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, chapter 12, part of Emperor Parikshit, text number 10, without a purport, so we read also, it's somewhere there, text number 12. 11, yeah. Okay, text number 10. Okay, we need a remote. It's there, on the window. Okay. The Lord was thus engaged in vanquishing the radiation of the Brahmastra, just as the sun evaporates a drop of dew. He was observed by the child who thought about who he was. Text 11. Okay. Viduyata dameyatma Bhagavan dharma gub vibhu Mishato dasham asasyam Tatraivan tardade hari Viduyata dameyatma Bhagavan dharma gub vibhu Mishato dashamasasya Tatraivan tardade hari. Viduyata dameyatma Bhagavan dharma gub vibhu Mishato dashamasasya Tatraivan tardade hari. Viduyata dameyatma Bhagavan dharma gub vibhu Mishato dashamasya Tatraivan tardade hari. Matajis. Viduyata dameyatma Bhagavan dharma gub vibhu Mishato dashamasya Tatraivan tardade hari. It's an old version of Bhagavatam. Now it's Madhava Mishato. I'm just joking. Okay. Viduya, having completely washed off that Ameyatma, the all-pervading super soul. Bhagavan, the personality of Godhead. Dharma Gup, the protector of righteousness. Vibhu, the supreme. Mishataha, while observing. Dashamasasya, of one who is dressed by all directions. Tatraiva, then and there. Antaha, out of sight. Dade, became. Hari, the Lord. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace. A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. While thus being observed by the child, the Supreme Lord, personality of Godhead, the super soul of everyone and the protector of the righteous, who stretches in all directions and who is unlimited by time and space, disappeared at once. Purport. Child Parikshit was not observing a living being who is limited by time and space. There is a gulf of difference between the Lord and the individual living being. The Lord is mentioned herein as the supreme living being unlimited by time and space. Every living being is limited by time and space. Even though a living being is qualitatively one with the Lord, quantitatively there is a great difference between the Supreme Soul and the common individual soul. In the Bhagavad Gita, both the living beings and the Supreme Being are said to be all-pervading, yana sarvam idam tatam. Yet there is a difference between these two kinds of all-pervasiveness. A common living being or soul can be all-pervading within his own limited body, but the Supreme Living Being is all-pervading in all space and all time. A common living being cannot extend its influence over another common living being by its all-pervasiveness, but the Supreme Super Soul, the personality of Godhead, is unlimitedly able to exert his influence over all places and all times, even Ljubljana, probably, and over all living beings. And because he is all-pervasive, unlimited by time and space, he can appear even within the womb of the mother of child Parikshit. He is mentioned herein as the protector of the righteous. Anyone who is a surrendered soul unto the Supreme is righteous, and he is specifically protected by the Lord in all circumstances. The Lord is the indirect protector of the unrighteous also, for he rectifies their sins through his external potency. The Lord is mentioned herein as one who is dressed in the 10 directions. This means dressed with garments on 10 sides, up and down. He is present everywhere and can appear and disappear at his will from everywhere and anywhere. His disappearance from the sight of the child Parikshit does not mean that he appeared on the spot from any other place. He was present there. And even after his disappearance, he was there, although invisible to the eyes of the child. This material covering of the effulgent firmament is also something like a womb of the mother nature, and we are all put into the womb by the Lord, the Father of all living beings. He is present everywhere, even in this material womb of Mother Durga, and those who are deserving can see the Lord. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Shimate Praladananda Swamiti Namine. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Shimate Bhaktivedanta Swamiti Namine. Namaste Sarasvate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nivisha Shashnyavadi Pashyatya Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shadvaita Gadadara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Does anyone know what Parikshit means? Means something like examiner. And it comes exactly from this part. I mean, more or less from this part. He sees Krishna in the womb, and then he doesn't see him again. And every person he sees, Maharaj Parikshit, he's looking, is this the person I saw in the womb? Everyone he sees, he's like, no. Okay, maybe next one. So that's the whole life of Maharaj Parikshit, looking for Krishna. That's more or less examiner, something like this. It means in Sanskrit. It's a very interesting pattern. Krishna appearing and then disappearing. Can we name some similar circumstances where Krishna is appearing and then he's just disappearing? Narada Muni, that's a typical example. We have it's in this canto. Similar case. Narada Muni sees Krishna, and then Krishna just disappears. I'll read some verses from that part because it's interesting, and it's more or less the same idea. So Narada Muni says, As soon as I began to meditate upon the lotus feet of the personality of Godhead, with my mind transformed in transcendental love, tears rolled down my eyes, and without delay, the personality of Godhead, Shri Krishna, appeared on the lotus feet of my heart. So Narada Muni was a good one. He just started chanting Hare Krishna, and Krishna appeared. Wow. O Vyasadeva, at that time, being exceedingly overpowered by feelings of happiness, every part of my body became separately enlivened. Being absorbed in an ocean of ecstasy, I could not see both myself and the Lord. The transcendental form of the Lord as it is satisfies the mind desires and at once erases all mental incongruities. Upon losing that form, I suddenly got up, being perturbed, as is usual when one loses that which is desirable. So you can imagine seeing Krishna. I mean, we probably don't take it, I don't take it so seriously. Oh, seeing Krishna, what? So what? But the ecstatic symptoms the devotees who see him have are a bit different. So you can imagine you see him, you're in complete ecstasy, everything is nice, and then he just disappears. Like, hey, what's up? You know? And so Narada Muni couldn't see the Lord anymore because he was in ecstasy, he was tears, he couldn't see him anymore. And he thought, okay, it's very simple. I just have to chant a bit more Hare Krishna and he'll appear again. No? Very simple idea Narada Muni has. Yeah. So let's see what happened. Said, I desire to see again the transcendental form of the Lord, but despite my attempts to concentrate upon the heart, my eagerness to view the form, with eagerness to view that form again, I could not see him anymore, and thus dissatisfied, I was very much aggrieved. He says, no, no way, no. And then he explained, seeing my attempts in that lonely place, the personality of Godhead, who is transcendental to all mundane description, spoke to me with gravity and pleasing words just to mitigate my grief. O Narada, the Lord spoke, I regret that during this lifetime you will not be able to see me anymore. Those who are incomplete in service and who are not completely free from all material taints can hardly see me. So the Lord says, yes, you saw me. This was the encouragement package. And now you have to purify your heart. Those who are incomplete in service and who are not completely free from all material taints. Okay, now we have to work on that. Sorry. You can compare Krishna with a transcendental drug dealer. First dose is for free. You come to the Hare Krishna movement, first dose is for free. Then, I remember when I came to the movement, I started chanting, especially after, but also before, especially after I left my job, and I was like in ecstasy. The whole day I was like, And then after some time, Krishna said, yeah, okay, good. That was the package. But now you have to work for it. And the point here is that if you don't have a pure heart, Krishna will not manifest. So we have to purify our heart to be able to see Krishna. And the process is not mechanical, what we see in this example of Narada Muni. Narada Muni was thinking, okay, I chanted Hare Krishna. He didn't chant Hare Krishna, but he was meditating on Krishna. And Krishna appeared. So now I have to meditate again, and Krishna is obliged to appear. No. Because Krishna is a person. So you cannot tell Krishna what to do. He's the supreme person. Sometimes people went to Srila Prabhupada and asked him, can you show me God? Prabhupada said, yeah, of course, but do you have the qualification to see God? Like, maybe not. So we somehow have to understand that we messed up. There's this essay by His Holiness Sotra Maharaj about this is a topic which is very interesting for the devotees, although it's not actually important. Is how did the soul fall from Vaikuntha? Very esoteric topic. And he has this essay, which is very simple. I don't remember the details. It's like 5-6 pages. And he says, first thing he says, it's your fault. So the first idea he says is, it's your fault. You messed up. You are there with Krishna. You have the free will, and you used your free will to come here to the material world. Nobody forced you. There was no bad days, no nothing. You messed up. So that's a very simple point, very difficult to grasp for us. And then he says, second point he made in this article, he says, if you don't think so, that's why you're still here. You think it's Krishna's fault that you're here. No, it's your fault. It's completely your fault. And if you think it's Krishna's fault, then that's a good reason to be here. So I told this to one devotee at one point, and he was like, he didn't like it. He completely didn't like it. He said, because Srila Prabhupada says, most of the times Srila Prabhupada says about this topic, how did you come to the material world? He says, it's not so important, somehow by some accident. And he was always saying me, yeah, you see, it says here that it's by some accident. Doesn't matter. It's not my fault. No, it's your fault. You messed up. And we have to understand that millions of lifetimes we messed up. We're here in the material world. It's not our first life here. And millions of lifetimes we saw Krishna was like, how about you come back home, back to God? I said, no, I have some other things to do. Millions of lifetimes, not 5 minutes, Krishna was very patient. And so in normal relationships, if someone messes up once, twice, 2 times, 10 times, 100 times, what do you say? Do you give him a 1,000,000th time? Krishna will. But he still wants to see, okay, did you really change? Are you serious this time? Because many lifetimes, maybe we also have been to the Hare Krishna movement, and we said, yeah, this chanting Hare Krishna is nice, but I have also other things, no problem. But other things important. So Krishna wants to see, okay, are you really serious this time? Are you not gonna come back to the spiritual world and after 5 minutes say, you know what? I changed my mind. Well, this spiritual world is boring. So it's Krishna. You can say Krishna is also like last Christmas I gave you my heart, and the very next day you gave it away. You said yes. Now I'll fully surrender to Krishna, and the very next day you say yes, Krishna, of course, but. So. Krishna explains this. He says, "O virtuous," to Narada Muni, he says, "O virtuous one, you have only once seen my person, and this is just to increase your desire for me. Because the more you hanker for me, the more you'll be freed from all material desires." So we have to get free from these material desires, and this is the usual process when you come to the Krishna consciousness movement. There is an initial bliss. It's called Utsaha Mayi. Everyone who comes to the Hare Krishna movement gets some bliss. Like, you can see someone is chanting Hare Krishna for 6 months and following some process. They have a different face. They look different. They're like happy, something. And Krishna gives that. But then then we have to show that we're serious. And then the Sadhana Bhakti is actually related to this, that we cannot force Krishna. Sadhana Bhakti is crying for help. His Holiness Bhakti Vigyan Maharaj gives the example that you fall in a lake and you don't know how to swim. Of course, everyone in Slovenia knows how to swim, but supposedly you don't know how to swim. And then what can you do? You can cry for help. Is that enough? No. So there has to be the crying, the sincere crying, hey, I really need help. And there has to be someone there who is like, okay, I can help. So it has to be both. So Sadhana Bhakti is not automatic. It's not automatic that you chant 16 rounds, that you follow 4 regulative principles, and then it's guaranteed. We have a contract. You chant 1 million mantras. You go back to Godhead. Finish. It's a contract. It's mechanical. It's not. So Sadhana Bhakti is a way of crying for help. And we have to show this, that we are serious. And we have to show Krishna that, yes, Krishna, I know. I kind of messed up. You know, I did a few lifetimes. But now I'm serious. Now I'm serious about coming back. And whatever it takes, I will. Doesn't matter. I remember Manidhar Prabhu will come today, hopefully, if he gets through this snow. And he was telling about his experience when he moved to the temple. And there were many strange things happening in the temple. Because devotees were very neophyte, but he had this determination. He said, doesn't matter what happens, I will never, ever, ever, ever go back to my karmi life. Doesn't matter what happens in the temple, I will stay in the temple. Of course, in different temple or so on. But doesn't matter what happens, you know. But I'm not going back to the material world. This is my material situation. So now we're in the temple, we're recreating these original conditions from the 60s and 70s. It's really cold. So far nobody left because of the cold. In the 60s and 70s, there was, the conditions were, if you hear all the original devotees, I was talking with Trai Prabhu in December somewhere. And he was telling me how they was living, all the brahmacharis lived in a basement, which was not ventilated, there was no windows, it was really austere. And there was one Mataji in the temple, and she lived in the truck. In winter also. Of course it was Los Angeles, you know, so it wasn't that cold in winter. But that's how they lived, you know. Because they were serious, you know. Yeah, okay, no. Of course, this. So we're trying to recreate the conditions now. At least for January, we'll have these conditions. It will be very cold in the temple. No, I'm just joking. It's not intentional. And they had, His Holiness Prahladananda Maharaj always explains how much prasadam they had. You know, two chapatis a day and some apple chutney. That was the prasadam every day. For the whole day, no, not for, you know. Me, if I go for breakfast and they give me 2 chapatis and a bit of chutney, I will be like, come on guys, I mean, how am I supposed to live on that? At 10 I will come back to get some prasadam. But that's how they lived. And they were, and not only that, they were doing 8 hours of Harinam. In the beginning, when they didn't do Sankirtan, and then they did. So they were doing 8 hours of Harinam every day. Summer, winter, didn't matter. So that was their way of showing that they are serious. They are full on, you know. That's really, and the only reason we do this is to show Krishna. Yeah, Krishna, we're actually serious. I really want to serve you. And of course, we're on a theoretical level. That time they didn't have Bhakti Shastri. There was barely any books. Nobody knew what. Like His Holiness Praladananda Maharaj explains, he was the head pujari and he had no idea who Lord Jagannath is. So he was as pujari for some time, and after was like, who's this? So they didn't know much. Nowadays we are completely the other way. We know everything. We know completely, and we know we are on the level of pure bhakti. Anya, bilashita, shunya, agyana, karma. Everything. We all know all these verses. But the problem is that education means theoretical plus practical. Education has to me I don't know how the education is in Slovenia. In Romania, it's very theoretical. You know everything. You know about physics, but if they put you in a lab and say, okay, do this experiment, you have no idea. It's completely useless. So I learned many things. I knew many things, but I didn't know how to do anything, I didn't apply anything. So that's not education. That's the difference between Western philosophy and Eastern philosophy. Western philosophy, so much talking. And Eastern philosophy is like, okay, what you actually implement in your life, that is what you really understand. What you actually implement, that's what you really understand. So we have some very basic concepts. When we're talking, we're on this level, but we have very basic concepts. One concept like of dharma. Dharma is a very basic concept in Vedic culture. It means that you have to do your duty no matter what. Even Germans, they have probably Premavan knows, Hare Prabhu knows. They say, "Ein Mann, ein Wort." Ein Mann, ein Wort. One man, one word. Say, okay, I said it, I will do it. So that's dharma. I have a duty, I will do it. There's nothing spiritual about it. It's not even on the transcendental level. It's nothing, it's karma kanda actually. So it's very simple principle. You say yes, you do it. Doesn't matter what happens. There's some. I think this is from Mahabharata. There's some example. There was one princess, and she was married, and the husband came to the kingdom of his wife, and his father was very strict about Ekadashi. Everyone had to follow Ekadashi, means full fasting. Even the animals in the kingdom. He was like, okay, everyone is following Ekadashi here. So he was like, okay, I have to follow Ekadashi. And he was very weak physically. So he followed Ekadashi, and he died. Because he couldn't follow Ekadashi. So, and what happened to him? I don't remember the details. He got somewhere in the heavenly planet, but it was happy end. So that's what the whole Mahabharata is about. Okay, dharma. You do the right thing, results will be good. Don't worry. And it doesn't matter because one of the problems with karma is that we judge results in a wrong way. Sometimes you do some action here, action now, and then you judge the results in 5 minutes. But that's not connected. The results in 5 minutes is connected with something you have done maybe 1 year ago, 2 years, 10 years ago. Maybe 5 lifetimes ago. So there's absolutely no connection between doing the right thing and having a reaction. A bad reaction maybe. So you have to continue, and the result of this action will be in 5 years, in 10 years, in next lifetime. So that's the understanding. So in this way, you cannot judge if you did the right thing by judging the externals. Oh, I did this and I judge by the results. You can't. Because these results that you are seeing now are not because what you did yesterday. They are because... So the point is that this concept is fundamental of Dharma. You have to do the right thing, doesn't matter what happens. And how do you know the right thing? You know according to Guru Sadhu Shastra. And that's the only way you can judge. So the point is, we have to learn this concept of Dharma. You commit to doing a service, you do it. You cannot, so many times, see devotees, they commit, I will do this service tomorrow. And they call you then, like 5 minutes before the service. Like, I'm sorry, something came up. Okay, you understand, right? And the other is like, yeah, of course I understand. And Krishna is also, yeah, of course I understand. You have other priorities. I'm not your top priority. You're not serious. Okay, no problem. Of course I understand. So we have to develop this idea of Dharma. Okay, I have a service, I will do it. Doesn't matter what. Very important concept. His Holiness Praladananda Maharaj is talking about ownership. In the beginning, we think it's my, as a neophyte, we think it's my service, my thing, my action, and we think in more or less in the point that this is I'm entitled to the results of whatever I do. And then after you get a bit advanced, you're like, no, it's Krishna's actions, Krishna's. And then when you grow up more, you're like, no, it's my responsibility. It's not, the results are not mine, but it's my responsibility. So I have to make it happen somehow or another. Of course, I mean, it depends on Krishna, but so this kind of attitude has to develop, in us. So this is basic. This is Dharma. This is not Krishna consciousness. This is Dharma. Of course, we connect everything to Krishna, but we this is sometimes something that is lacking. We're talking this and we're acting here. So we have to see. So the point is that Krishna is accessible. Srila Prabhupada makes Krishna is there. Panchatattva are there. But are they revealed to me? No. Why? Because I'm not qualified. And Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj would say, many times we as devotees, we want to see Krishna. Srila Prabhupada would say, we want a dancing dog. We want Krishna, come Krishna, dance a bit. But Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj says, don't try to see Krishna. Act in such a way that Krishna wants to see you. How? By becoming serious. So we shouldn't expect that if we do something for Krishna, it will go easy. It's not gonna. It's not. Of course, Krishna wants to help us, but Krishna at the same time wants to see our sincerity. And sometimes he wants to see our sincerity. Sometimes he wants to prove our sincerity. So we see all these devotees in Bhagavatam. Arjuna, Yudhishthir, Maharaj Parikshit, Kunti, and so on. They showed sincerity. They were true. Their life is not a rose garden. It's not that everything is arranged so that they like it. No. Many problems. And what do they show? They show they are sincere. Yeah, we will serve Krishna no matter what. This problem, yeah, no problem, we'll serve Krishna. And this problem, yes, also with this problem we'll serve Krishna. No problem. Doesn't matter. Srila Prabhupada's life was not easy. It's not that because Srila Prabhupada is Shakti Avatar coming from the spiritual world, that as soon as he came and he started preaching, everyone was like, oh, okay, let's follow the pure devotee. No, it is a league of devotees, you can say from, it was complete failure, from our perspective. And Srila Prabhupada, before he went to the West, and even in the beginning in the West, he was one failure after another in preaching. He tried this, he tried newspapers, then he got to books, and then this, and not much worked. And then Srila Prabhupada just continued. And this is the example for us, that we have to follow in that footsteps. No, it's not, okay, we want to preach and make Slovenia Krishna conscious. And we go once for Harinam, and we get 100 contacts, and they will all come to surrender to Krishna. Forget it. No, it's not. We had this Prabhupada marathon. It started very smooth. First day, 45 Maha books. We're on track. Everything is good. 1 week, everything on track. 2 weeks, everything on track. And then at some point, results went down, and then at some point we were thinking, oh, is this even possible, to do it? It wasn't like, oh, everything is organized because, it's going to be smooth. No. And 3 days before we were behind, or quite behind, Sunday morning we were quite behind. And then next day Krishna says, oh, I see you're little serious. Not very serious, but little serious. And then Monday we did 102 Maha books. 1 day, no problem. Krishna said, okay. You see, little serious. Okay, I can reciprocate. Same Padayatra many times. So if you expect that you make a plan and everything will be smooth, no. So we have to show Krishna that day after day, month after month, there's a senior devotee, Prabhupada disciple, and he was talking about you have to show Krishna you're serious day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year, decade after decade. Like, okay, he's 50-60 years in Krishna consciousness, like all the senior devotees. So yeah, that's what we have to show, every day that, okay, Krishna, I'm still around. I've been through some ups and downs, but I'm still around. I'm still serious. And we have to wait until Krishna will say, okay, good. There's this episode, I will just say this. There's this episode, Mukunda Madhava. He did something. I think he was associating with some Mayavadis. He was listening to. And so Lord Chaitanya said, get him out of my association. And Mukunda Madhava was very, very sad. And the devotees went to Lord Chaitanya and said, Mukunda was asking when can he come to the association, to your association. And Lord Chaitanya says, yeah, he can see me after 1,000,000 lifetimes. Heavy, no? And they told this to Mukunda, and she was jumping. She said, yeah, 1,000,000 lifetimes. I have to be a little patient. But after 1,000,000 lifetimes, I will be able to see Lord Chaitanya. So I'm probably assuming we're not that patient. But we have to be that patient, Yeah, okay, I will show that you're serious, that I'm serious. And then whenever Krishna wants to show himself to me and to take me back to the spiritual world, no problem. I'm ready. There's this famous verse from Lord Brahma. Tatenukampa susumikshamano vyunjana evatma kritam vipakam hridvakvapubir vidadan namaste jivetayo mukti pade sadayabak. I don't know it, but by heart. But it's famous because it explains this attitude of the devotee. It says, my dear Lord, one who earnestly waits for you to bestow your causeless mercy upon him, very patient, all the while suffering the reaction of his past misdeeds. If I'm suffering something, it's due to my past misdeeds. And offering you respectful obeisances within his heart, words, and body, which means still following the process, is surely eligible for liberation, for it has become his rightful claim. So he says, yeah, you have to just continue, tolerate whatever comes, continue serving, and then at some point Krishna will reveal to you, no problem. It has, Lord Brahma assures, he says, is surely eligible for liberation, for it has become his rightful claim. Like a father, like a son who has just to wait for the, it's not a nice example, but he just has to wait for the father to leave the body. He will inherit the kingdom. He just has to wait. There's nothing else he has to do. So that's all we have to do. We have to do our best, serve, show Krishna we're serious, and tolerate, and wait. And then Krishna will, at some point, he'll say, okay, bring this crazy Mukunda Madhava to the spiritual world. Okay. All right, we'll stop here. If there's some comments, questions. Hare Krishna. Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
You would run, but in the other direction.
gre, ko boš prišel.
Kaj to pomeni?
Da grem tam, pol iz umena da prišel.
Kdaj pride?
Pol.
Pol kaj?
Če nič ne rečem, pol 10.
A rekel, da pride pol?
Ne.
Kaj je dobro?
Pol 10, rekel, 9:35. Kaj enega drugega tam imaš špica, ne? Zato ga tam tudi sprašujem.
Kaj?
Eno drugo bomo pri nas tudi špico, približno vsi.
A isto stranice?
To bo na pod mano vredno. To da veš, zakaj je to.
To te pa še kdo?
Kaj?
Pa so pa še tam šli?
Lepo. Bolj malo, da bolj res ne. In to hodimo tam, ne čez balkon, ampak čez okno. Če bi čez balkon prišli, pa men, ne.
Kaj?
Če bi šli čez balkon, pa men, še vedel, ne. Da pa šli čez okno, gor njemu pridel.
Kaj pa, stranica samo, vse skod po zidu, ne?